F-15E Shot. On April 3, 2026, 2 days after President Trump declared on national television that the U.S. had beaten and completely decimated Iran, Iran shot down an American F-15E Strike Eagle over southern Iran. The F-15E is a two-seat aircraft. It carries a pilot and a weapons systems officer, both ejected. One was rescued by U.S. forces within hours. The other is still missing as of tonight. An Iranian regional governor offered a bounty for the crew. Iranian state media called on civilians to find them and turn them over alive. U.S. Air Force Special Operations Forces flew HC-130s and HH-6 Pave Hawk helicopters at extremely low altitude deep into Iranian territory looking for the second crew member. Video from the ground shows Iranian police firing automatic weapons at the rescue aircraft. At least 2 Black Hawk helicopters were also struck by Iranian fire during the rescue attempt. The aircraft belonged to the 494th Fighter Squadron, 48th Fighter Wing, based at RAF Lakenheath in the United Kingdom. Iran initially claimed it shot down an F-35. The wreckage showed an F-15E. Estimated loss, $87 million. Running total, $87 million. A 10 rescue. While the search for the F-15E crew was still underway on April 3rd, a second American aircraft went down. This one during the rescue mission itself. An A-10 Thunderbolt II, known as the Warthog, was flying combat operations near the Strait of Hormuz in support of the search and rescue effort when it was struck by Iranian fire. The pilot, flying alone, managed to nurse the damaged aircraft out of Iranian airspace before ejecting over Kuwait. He was recovered safely. The A-10 crashed in Kuwaiti territory. The A-10 has been in service since the 1970s. The Air Force has tried to retire it after every war it has fought in. It keeps proving itself indispensable. By April 1st, 24 A-10s were operating in the Gulf, with 12 more en route. The Joint Chiefs Chairman publicly praised it for hunting Iranian fast attack boats in the Strait of Hormuz. It took an enemy strike during a rescue mission, and its pilot made it to friendly airspace. Estimated loss, $19 million running. Total, $106 million. F-15E Kuwait. On March 2nd, 2026, 2 days into Operation Epic Fury, 3 U.S. Air Force F-15E Strike Eagles were shot down simultaneously, not by Iran, by Kuwait. The 3 jets were returning from combat missions over Iran when a Kuwaiti F-A-18 Hornet, operated by a U.S. ally, engaged them. All 3 F-15Es were destroyed. All 6 crew members ejected and were safely recovered. 1 jet crashed near Al Jarrah. 2 crashed near Kuwait City. The U.S. and Kuwait opened an investigation. No public findings have been released. No Kuwaiti personnel have been named. The incident is listed in CENTCOM records as a friendly fire event. 3 aircraft destroyed in a single engagement. 0 enemy involvement. Estimated loss, $261 million. Running total, $367 million. KC-135, ZEUS 95. On March 12, 2026, a KC-135 Stratotanker flying a combat refueling mission over western Iraq collided with another KC-135. The call sign of the crew was ZEUS 95. All 6 crew members were killed. The second KC-135 made an emergency landing at Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv, with its vertical stabilizer destroyed. CENTCOM confirmed the crash was not caused by hostile fire or friendly fire. The cause remains under investigation. The 6 who died: Major John Alex Klinner, 33, Auburn, Alabama; Captain Ariana Savino, 31, Covington, Washington; Technical Sergeant Ashley Pruitt, 34, Bardstown, Kentucky; Captain Seth Koval, 38, Mooresville, Indiana; Captain Curtis Angst, 30, Wilmington, Ohio; Technical Sergeant Tyler Simmons, 28, Columbus, Ohio. The KC-135 has been in service since 1957. The last of the fleet was built in 1965. This was the first loss of a KC-135 in 13 years. It was the deadliest single incident of the war for U.S. forces. Estimated loss, $39 million. Running total, $406 million. E-3 AWACS. On March 27, 2026, Iran launched a coordinated missile and drone strike on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. In a single attack, the U.S. lost more aircraft on the ground than in any other single incident of the war. 1 E-3 Sentry AWACS was destroyed. A second was damaged. 5 KC-135 refueling tankers were damaged, 3 seriously. 29 U.S. service members were wounded. The E-3 Sentry is a flying radar and command station built on a Boeing 707 airframe. It entered service in 1977. The U.S. Air Force operates 31 of them. Losing one represents more than 3% of the entire AWACS fleet, destroyed in a single ground strike at a base in a country that is officially not at war with Iran. The 5 damaged KC-135s added to a growing pattern. 2 had already been destroyed in the mid-air collision on March 12. Iran had now put 7 of America's aging refueling tankers out of action. Estimated loss, $370 million. Running total, $776 million. MQ-9 Reaper. Since Operation Epic Fury began on February 28th, the U.S. has lost 16 MQ-9 Reaper drones over Iranian airspace and territory. At least 9 were shot down by Iranian air defenses. 1 was destroyed on the ground in Jordan by an Iranian missile strike. The rest were lost to a combination of electronic warfare and engagement by Iranian surface-to-air systems. The MQ-9 cost $34 million per aircraft. Iran had been practicing against them for years. U.S. Reapers had been flying surveillance missions over the region continuously since 2019. By the time the war started, Iranian air defense units had developed specific intercept profiles for the drone's flight characteristics, altitude, and radar signature. The 16 Reapers represent the largest single conflict drone loss in U.S. Air Force history. By comparison, the Houthis in Yemen shot down 7 MQ-9s over 18 months of operations. Iran matched that pace in 5 weeks. Estimated loss, $544 million. Running total, $1.32 billion. F-35 shot. On March 19, 2026, an F-35A Lightning II flying a combat mission over Iran was struck by Iranian fire. The pilot suffered shrapnel wounds. The aircraft made an emergency landing at a U.S. airbase in the Middle East. CENTCOM confirmed the incident. It was the first time in the F-35's operational history that the aircraft had been hit by enemy fire in combat. The F-35 is America's most advanced stealth fighter. It entered service in 2015. Its radar-absorbing skin and low observable design are supposed to make it extremely difficult to detect and track. Iran initially claimed it had shot down an F-35 on April 2nd. CENTCOM denied it. Then on April 3rd, the aircraft confirmed shot down turned out to be an F-15E, not an F-35. Iran has made the same false claim at least 6 times. But the March 19th hit was real and confirmed by U.S. officials. The aircraft survived. The question of how Iran's air defense system detected and engaged an F-35 has not been officially answered. Damage estimated at $30 million. Running total, $1.35 billion. USS Gerald R. Ford. On March 12, 2026, the same day ZEUS 95 went down over Iraq, a fire broke out aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford in the main laundry room. The carrier is named after America's 38th president and is the most advanced aircraft carrier ever built. It cost $13.3 billion to construct. The fire was contained. No crew members were killed, but the carrier was pulled from operations and is now undergoing repairs at Suda Bay, Greece. Its departure from the CENTCOM area of operations reduced U.S. carrier-based strike capacity during an active combat campaign. The Ford had been the flagship of its carrier strike group in the Persian Gulf. It carries up to 90 aircraft. Its removal from the fight required redistribution of missions across other platforms. The USS Abraham Lincoln and USS George H.W. Bush carrier strike groups continued operations. The cause of the fire has not been publicly disclosed. The repair timeline has not been released. Damage estimated at $150 million. Running total, $1.5 billion. Total confirmed U.S. aircraft and vessel losses in Operation Epic Fury. As of April 3, 2026, $1.5 billion. 13 American service members killed, 365 wounded.